Squid Game. Where do I even start with Squid Game? At this point, everybody's heard of it, the show, or watched it. I mean, go to TikTok, that's all over the For You page. We've all seen the cookie challenge. And it only makes it more satisfying when you know the history of the writer and what it took for him to get to this point in his career and to sit down and write Squid Games and finally get a show out of it. But we're gonna get right to the review. I'm gonna talk about it all in this video. So we start the first episode setting up Shang-Ji, and goddamn, is he a lovable main character. You can tell he has a good heart. He's just put into messy situations throughout the show. The game tests your morals over and over again. And it's funny because in the real world, he's considered a bum who steals off his elderly mother. He steals money from her and gambles it away, which inevitably leads him to the loan shark who he owes money to. Ends up selling his life away to that loan shark unless he gets a certain amount of money in a month. On top of that, if he doesn't get his stuff together, his child is going to leave South Korea to go to North America. So by the second episode, they pushed it so hard for each of the main characters on why they are joining the Squid Games, because their life is so chaotic outside of the games and they're in so much financial debt that they have no choice but to join the game. And it really brings up a good moral question. Everybody in the Squid Games is willfully joining it. Everybody's willfully participating. Even though they're willfully participating, is it still morally okay for them to do this? Should you be able to morally sell your life away? The question I have for y'all. Is it moral to sell your life away, even though you're benefiting from it? So now that we established why Shang-Chi is joining the games, after we get the introduction to the main characters, I want to start off with talking about each of them individually. Let's start off with the one that probably stole the show. I mean, if you've been on TikTok, you've seen her 1,000 times. The Bioke. Now, everybody has fallen in love with her and deemed her character great, but to me, her character was underwhelming. I felt like we didn't get enough of her in the show. I mean, felt like she had like 10 lines throughout the whole series. To me, her character felt forced at times, like she was being too stern to let any of her other sides come out. Like in The Walking Dead, with Daryl, they go too far with him. Like in the beginning of the show, he was very stern. He didn't show no emotion. But now, throughout the show, they have like developed him so much that now every episode, it seems like he cries or he has a breakdown or he's giving the "I'm hard, but I can show my emotion" speech to the Walking Dead people. But in this show, they didn't do it enough. Like they should have at least had her had a cry scene or something to show some other emotion. It felt like she died too early for me. That's just my thing. But I did like in the end of the show that Shang-Chi gave her brother money to get back her mom from China. So at least he owned it up to his promise. Next we have Ali. And oh my god, is this dude one of the stupidest dudes, but most lovable dudes you'll ever meet ever. He's the most gullible guy I've ever met. I mean, it took Shang Wu a whopping 30 seconds to convince him to give up the marbles. You know, the thing that you need to live? You know, the thing that you took from him and his only way to live? Yeah, let's give him that. And I get if you want to throw it away as, well, he's an immigrant. And, you know, immigrants are very trusting. But I can make the exact opposite argument. Well, because he's an immigrant and because he knows what it's like, rougher worlds like Afghanistan, he should know that there are bad people and that there are going to be people that lie and cheat. But he's still a god tier character. I mean, his heart was pure. It just sucks that they build up these characters so well throughout the show. They give them backstories, and it's like one by one, you just watch them die until there's just one left. And it leaves me with the question, what are we going to do for season 2? Are they going to build up new characters throughout the Squid Games? Because we know at the end that he's going to go back and he's going to try to take down the Squid Games, which is going to be live. He could go down like some Equalizer type shit. And he can just go down and just like take them out one by one. Or he can join the game and try to convince the people to rebel. Even he can try to even get the guards to try to rebel against the owner class. Because this feels to me like some Purge type stuff. Because you know, like in the Purge, how they have like the owner class and they come, they watch the people die. They even buy people to kill them. This is what this feels like. It feels like The rich know that they're not going to be affected by the games. They know that they're never going to have to join the game because they already have money. So it could be some situation like in the Purge, like one of the guys, he said, "Oh, these guys are using us to fight against each other. Well, what if we team up, kill the rich people, and take their money? Then we could all eat instead of getting crumbs." It could be something like that. But speaking of the guy who likes to screw people, let's speak about Shang Wu now. That man was on a mission. I mean, he was willing to throw anybody under the bus, even his childhood friend. I mean, as soon as we got there, Shang Wu was willing to throw his childhood friend under the bus to get that money because he didn't tell his childhood friend which cookie to pick. In fact, he actively led his teammates to picking harder cookies, which doesn't even make sense, by the way. If he was going to backstab them, you would need to backstab them later on in the games because you're going to need a team to fight. Imagine if he didn't have Shang Wu and Ali when the lights were flickering on and off. Then he would have been screwed and he would have got cut off by the mob boss or one of the other contestants. And what's interesting about these characters, in which I seen on TikTok, is that they foreshadowed in the beginning of the show how each character was going to die. So Shang Wu ended up killing himself, and in the beginning of the show, it showed him about to kill himself right before he got the card. The mob boss dude, he jumped off a bridge, and how did he die? He got pushed off of a bridge. Ali stole money from his boss, and how did he die? He got his marble stolen. See, Baiko, she put a knife up to the dude that was holding up her mother. How did she die? She got stabbed in the neck. I mean, that was just amazing foreshadowing. And you kind of didn't pick it up throughout the series because there was so much chaos going on. Next up, we're going to talk about the best character throughout the series, the old man. I mean, it's hard to hate him, but at the same time, you really want to hate him. But you can't hate him. Yes, spoilers. He is the creator of the games. And I was actually spoiled on this. What did I think about it? Well, I thought it was good reveal. And his commentary on capitalism and the pursuit of money was very interesting because that's what the show is mainly about. It's a commentary on money and what we will do for it. What are men and women willing to do for money? And what is morally ethical? Like, is it morally ethical to cut off your arm and sell it $10 million? Is that morally and ethically okay? Is it morally and ethical to kill yourself and then to sell your kidneys? Is that morally and ethical okay? Because this is what the Squid Game is basically asking. Even though they're doing it in a very fantasy, like out of the box way, they're basically commentating on what as a society is deemed okay to do for money. But yes, I did think the old man was a good character. The problem with this character is that he can't be seen as a bad guy because everybody was willfully participating in the Squid Games. What do you think that the Squid Games will be able to happen in real life is my question. And I'm here to tell you, fuck yeah, it would. You know how many people would sign up for that like this? And they would backstab and lie throughout the competition, which is why I think the old man is presented in a bad way. He's a manifestation of the people in the game and the manifestation of capitalism and the pursuit of money and the rich people around him. Everybody is willfully participating in the games. It's not just him forcing people. They had a vote, and even in there, he voted to X because he wanted to give everybody a fair shot. But there are a few great scenes I want to talk about before I wrap this video up. First of all, in the first game, when the second dude gets killed and the blood splatters on the woman's face, that scene was so beautiful because you see a great contrast. Because on the outside world, it was very gray, very dark, showing that even though they're not in the games, life is not any better outside of the games. But in the games, they had very bright colors, bright green, bright pink, and then bright yellow colors throughout the whole games. And then you just see like it looks like almost like a kids show. That's how bright the colors are. It looks like it's happy. They have toys. They have like the big doll. It's almost like, and they're always in parks, like children parks. And then you see the blood spatter and it's so violent. Like, and then everybody starts freaking out and then everybody runs and you see pop, 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 everybody dying one by one. but on the outside, all you see is these beautiful colors, and it just looks like it's so out of place. This show is proof that everybody would like anime if they gave it a chance. If they could get over the fact that it's in Japanese voice and it's cartoons, I think pretty much everybody would like anime. It would just have to be the anime that you like. Like some people like Steins Gates in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and hate Fairy Tail. But you could like One Piece and Fairy Tail and hate Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Because in anime there's a variety. And this is only gonna popularize the Asian market. I mean, we've already seen the mainstream of anime. I mean, if you go on Twitter or Instagram and you look at the people's profile, you'll see a slew of anime characters. So I think anime is mainstream at this point. But what I'm saying is we're going to start seeing it dominate. Like how the Avengers are, that's how we're going to see anime in a few years. Not in a few years, maybe like 10 years from now. Anime is going to be like Marvel. And I'm saying that now. We're going to start seeing Asian movies be like Fast and Furious. And it's going to be in sub. Sub is going to be mainstream. Because I think English dubbed is mainstream. But I don't know if subbed is mainstream as of yet. And now it's coming out that this is the biggest show ever in Netflix history. Which, congratulations to Haiwon Dong Niku. You deserve it. You deserve it. The cast deserve it. They killed this show. Everything that they're getting is deserved. I mean, he spent 10 years coming up with this project and getting rejected over and over again. He even had to sell his laptop for $600. It's just inspirational to me and any other writer / filmmaker. Squid Games. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'm Simba and I'm out.
Yeah. One, two. Hey. Niggas making me nauseous. Quit calling me conscious. Team full of monsters. Young black king with a dream that I haunt you. What the fuck is you on?
I don't know. I've been on another way, praying for another day, searching for a better way, just to make it out of Pandora's box. I'm boxing these demons, just to watch the cops kill my people. Now I'm scheming.
Ain't no need for water. I'm a leader. Tend to the earth, so pick your feet up. Niggas ain't as it. They trying to stop.